type of clients does Shire Brook cater for?
In Shire Brook we cater for financial institutions mainly, banks, brokerage firms, insurance corporations, the financial regulators, the central bank, the banking commission, securities commissions, and the other commissions. When we started back in 1994, we started as a company that provided professional training for financial institutions, mainly focused on commodities derivatives. And then we shifted, to the financial derivatives sector. And now for financial derivatives and risk management, we provide boutique training, we provide verification of regulatory compliance. We make the reports that the financial companies deliver to the authorities regarding the compliance of the regulation. We provide services for also the implementation and development of software, specialized software for financial derivatives and risk management, and also staff loan, consulting, and advisory.
How did the financial crisis affect Mexico, if at all?
Well, the 2008 crisis was produced mainly with large positions on mortgage-backed securities, for U.S. banks and banks in Europe. Our banks were not affected by such positions because our strong regulation, the central bank, the banking commission, they didn't allow such positions in the Mexican financial companies. So because of that, we didn't suffer. But being many banks in Mexico part of international groups, they had to send money back home. They sent a lot of money, to support their parent companies in the US or in Europe. And also we had a lot of unwinding of carry trade positions that what we did, we had very, very big currency moves. But apart from that, in 2009, yes, we had small recession, the GDP figures went down somehow. But 2010, 2011, they were really way above the 2008 figures. And the country is back on track now.
In 2011, Mexico became the world's 14th largest economy with a GDP exceeding $1 trillion US. How have the country's banks contributed to the soundness of Mexico's finances?
Well, I think it's the other way around. I think it's the country's sound finances and the tough regulation imposed by Mexican regulators that have produced sound and profitable banks. Since the mid-90s, the authorities, the central bank, the banking commission, the Securities Exchange Commission, they have enforced very, very strict laws on risk management and capital adequacy, sometimes too strong maybe for the banks. But that has assured that we have a very, very sound financial system, and our authorities really have produced virtually a risk-free systemic financial system. And the proof of that is in the crisis of 2008, that no financial institution in Mexico went under.
And what role have free trade agreements played in the country's success?
Well, free trade agreements started in Mexico in 1994 when we signed the free trade agreement with the US. And over time that has really contributed to make a very healthy country. Now we have two big agreements now with the US and with Europe. So Mexico is a very, very great place for investment because if you are a German car producer, you can produce your cars in Mexico and send them to the US with no tax, and vice versa. So it's very good, and our workforce is very, very high quality. In the last years, we have a lot of investments in the aeronautic and space industry, so we now make airplane parts, and the Mexican workers every day are more qualified, they're very serious about their jobs, so I think it's a good place, for investment.
Mexico's elections are looming. What will be the key challenges for the new president?
Okay, whoever gets into power has three key important challenges. All of them are new laws that are urgently needed, on education, labor, and energy. The most important one probably is the labor reform that would allow companies, to hire and to fire people on a much easier way, and to make it more transparent to pay taxes for, the people you employ, and for employees to take jobs and to get away from jobs on a more dynamic basis. The education reform needs to produce a system that gives a much better education. On the OCDE countries, we're on the ones that spend the most, as a percentage of the GDP, and we're on the last place. We have the worst education in OCDE countries. Also, we need an energy reform that allows in a very transparent way for foreign investors to invest in sensitive sectors, that kind of been sacred for many years, such as energy, such as oil drilling, such as oil refining, and that makes us, competitive because our Pemex company is no longer competitive. So we need foreign investment, we need foreign technology, and we need those foreign investments, foreign companies, oil companies to come here to Mexico in a very transparent and safe way.
How does Shirebrook Commodities fit in with all the country's developments, and what's next for the company?
Well, we were born in 1994, in February 1994, so we just turned 18. So we could say now it's a grown-up company. And from the one company that existed 18 years ago, now we have 9 different Shirebrook companies. We have passed the proof of time, and along with the country, we become more sophisticated, and our list of clients has become greater and greater. We have pretty much, we can be proud to say that every single financial institution in Mexico, at least once in their lifetime, has been a client. And we have a good reputation in the financial system. People trust us, and as the country is more successful, we hope to follow the same trend line as well.
Enrique Nunez-Escudero, thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.